If your clients are not 100% focused on your coaching, then you are costing yourself so much money. Alright, so if they're not focused, then they will stay less in the program. If you are going recurring every month, they will stay less in the program, they will have less focus, and therefore they will get a worse experience, and then they'll blame you for that, which will give you a worse reputation, and your brand will just fall off, and it's not a good place to be in. Alex Hormozi supports this as well. Here's his quote: "The best way to get more clients is to have your current clients bring them to you." Something along the lines of that. So this is not just for your own clients only. It does tremendously help your clients and their experience, because now they will actually understand what you're talking about. But it has so many benefits for you as well, right? Because you will have a bigger income, because now people are actually referring your current clients are actually referring new clients, new friends, because they have had such an awesome experience with you, and therefore you will get new clients from them, which is amazing. Alright, I am a Charismatic Coach, and I help online coaches get more money, get more sales. I help online coaches scale by teaching them charisma. I'm going to help you because I know the exact solution to your problem, and I'll go over 3 different points which will elaborate and actually explain on how you can convince and how you can get your clients focused as much as possible, how you can actually get them focused on you, so you can get them a better experience, and you can get better referrals from that because they have a better experience, and your income and your sales and everything will just be sky high because of this pretty underrated thing, right? It's not the thing that people normally say that this is your constraint. In my opinion, this could be a constraint right now. It could be that you're not getting enough results with your current clients, and therefore, if you can get them focused on exactly what you're trying to say, then that will be so beneficial for you. So, if you want to know how to make more money with your coaching business, then this video is the one for you, and we are starting now. So, point 1 is vary with your speech. And the reason that you have to vary with your speech, well, first off, the point of this is that how you vary with your speech is, imagine you talking very low and then talking very high pitched and then talking in a low volume and then a high volume, right? If you can keep on varying your speech, you can actually get the other person, your client, focus way more, because in their mind, right? I don't know the exact stuff here, I just know it works, right? In the client's mind, there's a brain searching for stimulants all the time, and if you talk like this, if somebody talks to you like, if I talk like to you like this right now, and I just explain how, I don't know, I just talk like this, right? If I do that, then you'll immediately start to seek different stimulants. And if I'm on a coaching call with you right now, and I just begin talking like this, and I just talk and I talk and I talk, and that is just how, I don't even have any body language, I just talk like this. If that is how it's going, then you will immediately start to search for new stimulants, because it's always searching for this and it needs it, right? It's dopamine, it needs it, and if you're not giving it to it, then it will focus on something else. But if you're feeding it your dopamine by varying with your speech and making it unpredictable, right? If I keep on talking in the same voice, then I'm predictable. I'm just saying the same thing over and over to the brain, which is so boring for it. But if I talk in a high pitch and then a low pitch, and I keep on varying with my speech like that, it's a whole new thing. It's a whole new and different thing, because now you can't predict it. Your brain can't predict it, and therefore it's entertaining. So try to vary with your speech. I'll go over how exactly you can do this now. Actually, I'll go more about it in point 2, but just a quick visual, right? Think of it as a baseline, right? You have this baseline of your speech, and let's say you were a boring monotone speaker. You would speak like this and like this and like this and like this through the entire of your speech here, right? You could see this on your phone app when you have those sound recordings, right? They would have these different skills, and If it's the same throughout the whole recording, then it's going to be so boring. You are going to be the boring coach. You don't want to be that. You want to be the charismatic coach. You want this wave to go up and down and up and down, and then you have this really high pitch, and then you have this deep voice, and you keep on varying with this, because once you do that, you will slowly create this symphony, this song almost, and that will entertain the other part's brain, giving them all of your focus, I'm sure. But anyways, my name is Alex, and I am a charisma coach. Like I told you earlier, I help young online coaches get more sales, get more money, in general just scale their coaching business by me teaching them charisma. If you want any kind of help, DM me or book a call with me down in the description. I will try to my best to help you, and it'll be awesome. Alright, so take my mistake as an example for both point 1 here and the point 2 I'll make in a bit. So I was very self-centered some years ago, and when I made my first presentation about charisma, I would literally talk as if I was some monster. I would talk as if I was a zombie. I would say the same kind of speech through the entire presentation, which was about 1 hour. And how do you think the other people reacted to that? Well, they were yawning and they were scrolling on their phones and they weren't even listening. That was probably one of the most awful times I've had, and people would interrupt me while I was presenting as well, because I just didn't have any value to bring. Their brains were going everywhere else than the presentation, because the presentation only gave 1 dopamine point, while scrolling on the phone gave 1,000, right? I needed to vary with my speech, and I definitely did not do that, because back then I was very self-centered and I didn't know any of this. So I was just like, yeah, I just need to provide value. I just need to have a banger presentation, and then everything will work out. And it turned out that not everything worked out. Point 2 is the 4 vocal swords, and this is so perfect when you actually pair it up with the previous point, which was just to vary, because these 4 swords here are different speech patterns, and if you can vary with all of these, you will literally have the greatest speech. You will have mastered your speech. So let me explain what these 4 swords actually are. The first sword is tonality, which is your face expressions, your facial expressions, because your facial expressions actually put out your voice, right? It's the 4 vocal swords, not just the 4 swords, it's the 4 vocal swords. So the first one is tonality, which, like I just said, it's your way of presenting yourself, your face, your facial expressions. So if you're smiling, for example, then your speech will start to become very happy, and you will immediately send this energy to the other person that you are very happy. But if you were pretty sad or pretty angry, and immediately my voice changes again, right? Because now I'm angry, bro. So that is the first one, which is how you can really vary with this. You can vary with all of these, which just gives you a perfect speech, right? So be happy, facial happiness, and then facial where you're angry, right? There's like 6 different basic feelings. There's sadness, angry, disgusted, there is surprise, and some other ones. I think there's 6 in total. You express these in your daily life as well, but just remember to put your facial expressions on, right? I cannot tell a sad story and just be smiling. Second vocal sword is volume, and this is really simple. It's how loud you speak, right? You need to vary with this as well, right? So simple. You need to vary with this as well, your volume. Sometimes you need to be speaking loud, sometimes you need to be speaking in a low voice, right? Because this is how you get people's attention. It's by keeping on varying with your speech. Third one is your speed, your rate of speech. So let's just say you are talking about something important, then I would totally recommend to slow down your speech, because that's where people listen way better. But if it's just some useless things that you're talking about, if you're just talking about a program here and you have a short amount of time, then please be as fast as you can, because people will not be listening anyways. So please just Be fast when it's not important, talk slow when it is important. And you have to vary with this as well. You have to vary how fast you speak as well. Last one is tone, and this one is your pitch, right? So you can talk in a high pitch or low pitch, right? Deep voice and high voice, right? You can talk like this, and you can talk in a deep voice. And deep voice presents a more powerful and authoritative speech, right? So if you want to have more power and authority, go with a deep voice. And if you want to be more friendly and innocent, just have a nice and light voice, because people will see it like that way. But again, vary with this as well. So now you have these 4 swords that you vary with, right? Vary with. Do you remember them? Facial expressions, your tonality, there's a kind of volume and speed and your pitch, right? If you can vary with these, you will have your focus. You'll have the other person's focus for your entire life, as long as you just keep on playing this song for them, right? Imagine it being a song, right? Imagine you playing the same string over and over again, the same sound every single time. People would not listen to that. But if you play some Beethoven beat or like some awesome piece, then they would keep on listening because it's awesome, right? Because you keep on using different patterns and you give dopamine to the other receptor. If you're wondering, how is this going to earn me more money? Well, again, it's all about the focus. If the other client has your focus now, they will listen, and when they listen, they will understand it way better, and they will actually take action, because most people in coaching programs don't actually get successful with it. And that is why my coaching program is so awesome as well, because I actually know all of these techniques and also how to present them to the client so they get results actually. But there's like 90% of the coaching out there, which is the persons that I call the boring coaches. They're out there, but we are in the charismatic persons, right? We are the charismatic coaches over here, and it's so important that we stay over here and that we have this shifting voice, this varying voice, because that is where we have the attention, and that is what leads to referrals and leads to more clients, more sales, more money. You can see it like this as well, right? Just imagine you being at the hospital, right? And you have this whole team doing a surgery on you. Let's just say you are the leader of that group, right? Of the team, right? So there's one guy doing all the things, or there's actually just one guy that is controlling everything, and everybody else is just saying aye aye sir, and they're listening to the person. But what if they weren't listening? What if the surgeons just didn't listen? And they probably wouldn't get the results than if they listened. They would probably just end up killing the person laying there, which is why they have extreme focus, which is why that the surgeon, the leader, needs to portray this value as well and communicate that he's the leader, communicate that they need focus on him, and actually give them the opportunity to be focused on them, right? Just imagine your next meeting, your next session with someone, and instead of you just talking in a monotone voice, you actually start to shift between your pitches and your volume and your rate of speed and tonality. You shift and you vary with your voice, and all of a sudden you already now realize that your client is 100% listening to you and immediately takes action, because now all of those feelings that you are trying to give out to them, your value that you're trying to give out to them, they can actually understand this fully now, because you are letting them be focused on you. You're letting their brain be focused on you instead of everything else going around. Third point is to speak with passion. This is pretty simple. Imagine speaking like the bland coach, the boring coach. Imagine speaking like him. How would he speak? Let's just say you're on a session with him, right? He would just go about, alright, so first off you have to do 10 push-ups, and then you have to do this, and then you have to do this. Are you ready? And then you'll go and you'll maybe do some sessions. You'll maybe try something different. You'll maybe get a short lecture from him where he will just talk in this boring voice. Imagine that person compared to us, the charismatic coaches, us out here that are actually putting in passion in our speech and putting energy into our speech. Because I don't know if I said it in this video or the last one, I'm batching right now, but input equals output, right? So if you put a lot of energy and a lot of passion into your speech, then the other person from the other side will receive this and give the exact same thing back, right? You receive what you give. So if you give so much value and you give so much passion and so much energy to the other person, then they will be like, oh shit, I gotta get to work, and they'll do the exact same thing back, and they'll hand in the work way before the deadline, right? That is where we want to get with this. That is where the client success comes, and great referrals and more money and more sales. It's like having a magnifying glass, right? And you have to burn through this black paper, but if they're not even concentrated on you, if they don't have your focus, then they're just going to be spread out on the entire piece of paper. But if you put the magnifying glass on one specific point, and this is of course the focus magnifying glass, and you have it on the paper down here, and you can actually see through it now, if that is what's going to happen, then it'll burn right through the paper, because now your clients are extremely focused on this specific point, which is you, instead of everything else, and then they'll take action, burning through the paper and getting the success. Already now, just imagine the difference between the boring coaches over here and us on this side. Already now, we are just talking slightly different, right? We're just varying with our speech, and now these boring coaches are getting 0 results for their clients compared to us getting this perfect magnifying glass and burning through the paper, getting them results, getting our clients, our charismatic clients results, because we have held them, because we have made them be actually focused on our work. So if you're still not convinced, don't be on this boring side, be on the charismatic side over here, which is our side. This is our community, this is our place to be. It is the charismatic coaches, because it is such a nice place to be compared to these boring coaches over here. With these 3 points that I've covered today, you now have the ability to take over your client's focus, and in the end it will all fall back into your hands, and you'll get a better reputation, more referrals, and more money, more sales. You will scale because of this client focus, which is truly the key takeaway here, which is it's not only your clients that will get all of these benefits, but you'll actually get so much more because of the quote again: best way to get more clients is to get your current clients to bring them to you. And yeah, that was it. If you want my help with any of this, like I said, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I upload so much value on all of my socials right now, so go follow them, and just go see me on the other platforms as well if you want to connect with me. And yeah, shoot me a DM if you want my help, or book a call in the link down below. I must have one there, or on my profile or somewhere. I want to help you, and it would be awesome getting you into my coaching package, and we would scale your business so much further. And yeah, awesome. Thank you very much for watching this whole video here. It is actually really surprising that you did. I'm very grateful for it, and yeah, have an awesome day, and thank you very much for watching this video.